Hey, what's up? What's going on out there? I was checking out this video with this young man that just lost his life because of a hazing incident at a college at Southern University. And the news is going to talk about it, and I'm going to give my one two about it.
Details about the three suspects arrested in the alleged hazing death of Caleb Wilson. Police say each of the suspects punched Omega Psi-Phi pledges that night nearly 2 weeks ago, but the warrants suggest only Caleb McRae delivered the fatal blow.
Arrest warrants reveal the role each played. Here is Maddie Kurth with what investigators are saying the other two men did as they now face a felony.
John, this is exclusive video here of 28-year-old Isaiah Smith turning himself into Baton Rouge police this morning. Investigators say he held the title Dean of Pledges within the fraternity and that he punched at least one person that night. His bond was set at $25,000. He and 25-year-old Kyle Thurman now face criminal hazing charges, which were upgraded to a felony in Louisiana 7 years ago. They each face up to 5 years in prison if convicted. Now, police say Wilson and 8 other pledges were in a warehouse leased to Smith's father. Thurman is accused of punching one half of the pledges, while 23-year-old Caleb McRae is accused of punching the other half, including Caleb Wilson. An arrest warrant says McRae delivered 4 blows to Wilson's chest before he collapsed to the ground unconscious. It sees that additional manslaughter charge now punishable by up to 40 years in prison. Investigators say the pledges were then ushered into another room while frat leadership tended to Wilson, changing his clothes before loading him up into Smith's car and dropping him off at a hospital and leaving before the police arrived. A preliminary.
Now, I'm just going to start off with that part about them leaving him in the hospital. Now, for anybody that has any type of common sense, why would you want to be a part of an organization that will treat you like that? This young man clearly got assaulted, beat to death, and he died, and they dumped him off in the hospital and didn't stay with him. That shows me a lot of what these organizations means. Now, I'm not for fraternities, sororities, and all that crap. That's not meant for so-called black people. Even if you read the good book, it says that don't be accustomed to these strange rites and these strange revelings and things like that. The good man and good woman can look that up in the book. But basically, that's not for so-called black people. And I see so many of the people of the book into those type of things, especially in the college community, in the college sector, wearing all the colors and things like that. I think some people just don't know the true meaning behind those things. And I think if they found out the true meaning behind those things, they wouldn't be involved in them at all. Because I keep seeing stories of college hazing, things like that. Not even at HBCUs, but just in general. Like those type of fraternities and sororities have those type of rights where they just beat the hell out you and embarrass you and try to, strip your dignity and your soul and things like that and have you pledge into some oath to some type of system. And like I said, I don't even think a lot of people know what they're getting into. They either, just their friends doing it, they have family ties to it, or they just want to be quote unquote cool or be a part of the in crowd. But this story, honestly, right here just makes me sick and it makes me sad. The dude, he looks like a little guy anyway, and they just basically whooped his ass so he can be a part of this organization. And like I said, it just makes me sick, honestly.
Autopsy found a small bruise on the right side of Wilson's chest. The coroner says his body was released to a funeral home last week, but that official cause and manner of his death is still pending.
I don't expect this to go to trial, but it could. But I think they're going to be trying to look for mercy rather than to be defiant in this case. Well, that would be my advice if I was representing them.
Now the standard procedures play out with arraignments and motion hearings. McRae is due back in court in May, and Smith is to return in June. Their lawyers spoke outside of the courthouse.
Isaiah is terribly remorseful about this. This is nothing that anybody wanted. And I think we're still in a state of shock about what's going on.
My client is grieving right now. He's grieving the loss of a friend. He's grieving the potential loss of his life. I mean, this is a traumatic event.
We're still waiting on a bond amount and the next court date for Thurman. In the meantime, Wilson's family will host a public memorial Friday at the F.G. Clark Activity Center in Baton Rouge. That's from noon to 5, with a celebration of life service to follow. Wilson's funeral is then set for Saturday.
Again, man, it's just a really, really sad story. I mean, I hope those young dudes can repent, for what they did, basically just beating the hell out of dude and killing him. And like I said, again, I hate to keep repeating myself, but I'm doing it for a reason because it's really sad. And I want, especially people of the book, young people of the book that are thinking about getting into these groups, that is not for you. If you want to do community service, get with a group of people that's not going to beat the hell out you or make you eat dog, caca, and all this stuff to be down with them. You can get with an organization or start your own thing to do things in the community, or just start a book club, whatever the hell you want to do. But you don't have to be a part of these things, like, honestly. And like I said, I hope these young men repent. But if we were under the old law, I would just say line them up against the wall and let people just go at it and just punch them in the chest until you know what. But yeah, that's my 1-2 on it. Leave your commentary. Let me know what you think.